share, and subscribe. And ring the little bell. Ring the little bell so you are notified when new videos drop. And, you know, if you wait long enough, you will see absolutely anything. Absolutely everything at all. You know, we only have finite lifespans, so we can't really wait that long. But I think I've seen something today that I thought I would never see. So Doctor Who. We may know Doctor Who. I quite like Doctor Who. You know, I did, as been said, I'm a bit of a Doctor Who fan. Not doing so well. So it's been very much propped up by, you know, the legacy media. Radio Times being, you know, front and center of that. But unfortunately, there's nothing to promote. Chris Chibnall and the office in Cardiff that make Doctor Who have no interest in Doctor Who, and so find it hard to promote and give their news outlets, you know, something to promote. I mean, they're making a series right now. They're actually, which in of itself, that is insane. That's just insane. Like, how much do you need to fail before you go, let's not do that again? But anyway, they're making a series right now. How hard can it be to have, like, news stories to put out? But, you know, it's hard because they don't give a crap. Anyway, so, you know, Radio Times wanting to promote Doctor Who have scraped the bottom of the barrel, like really scraped right down the bottom, and come up with this article, which I thought at first glance seemed like the most inconsequential, stupid thing I've ever heard of in my entire life. And then I started reading and went, well, that's quite interesting. You know, that is actually quite interesting. It's a story about Doctor Who's hair. Now, I've never been that much into Doctor Who's hair, but, you know, I did appreciate the Capaldi arc, right? The Capaldi arc, which, if you don't know it, his first season, he plays it as a very young, very new type, you know, very new Doctor, right? Trying to feel his way into being the Doctor. I think it's like his first days, months, minutes, whatever, of being the Doctor. His second series is him being Prime Doctor. I am the Doctor. That really is, and his hair is a lot longer in that second season. The first season is very short. Second season is like medium length. The third season, he's old. He's retired. He's ready to die. Essentially, he's Professor Chronotusing it. His hair's out here. So, you know, I thought that was really quite clever. And you know, amazingly, a stop clock tells the right time twice a day. Radio Times has come up with an interesting article on Doctor Who. I haven't really read it yet. I'm going to read it with you. So here's what I've done. Smart for once. I made two thumbnails. One that says, I can't remember what it said, like a Radio Times article, which accidentally publishes an interesting article, and another thumbnail that doesn't have that on. It depends how I feel at the end of recording this video, which thumbnail I will use. So there we go. What to look forward to, because I don't know how this video is going to end. Who knows, or dares to dream how it's going to end. But before we get into it, can you hit the like button? Fan-dabby double dozy, thank you very much. I like to be liked. I do like to be liked. I don't, you know, I don't think I can hide that. Hit the like button. Can you hit the share button? That's also a pretty darn good one. Can you hit the subscribe button? That one is fan-dabby double dozy. That's the one that makes me super happy. YouTube, they have a strange relationship with me in terms of subscribers. Yeah, sometimes they will whip subscribers off me faster than I can blink. Right, they are super quick at taking the server. Sometimes they don't know me. Right now we're kind of in the middle, so hit the subscribe button. If you're subscribed, make sure you're still subscribed. Again, insanely helpful. Thank you very much. It's the only way that us independent pricks in our basement screaming into cameras can in any way compete with likes of CNN or whatever, and the likes of CNN really don't like that much. Really, they're not so on board for that. So yeah, like, share, subscribe, comment is so incredibly helpful. Like, share, subscribe, comment, and you want to be super nice, check out my Indiegogo. Now, my Indiegogo has been going on for way too long, and I really want to wrap it up. I remembered I had to write 5 pages yesterday. I always forget, this might be somebody's first time watching a video from me. Okay, so, I have two graphic novels. They're freaking brilliant! Okay, I'll give you the review. They're freaking brilliant. I got 2 graphic novels in this Indiegogo. We got first one, biblical, Bible stories that aces, creatures, rationalists and rogues. Kind of feels like an early Vertigo book, like Sandman, Swamp Thing, that sort of thing. Very biblically accurate, but not preachy. That's the goal. I mean, listen, when you read it, you'll go like, oh yeah, that's not very preachy at all. That's 220 pages long. I wrote and drew this one. And this next one, The Imperium, a love letter to Daily Fantasy of the 1950s, 1960s, I should say. So this campaign did well. It was 100 pages long, but we're adding in 5 pages. I thought it was ready to go to print, right? I totally forgot to write the 5 pages. Like I'd sent it to Dominic Ratcho, the artist. I did that. Well, I wrote it up in rough. I got to type it up. But the problem is, it's all set in central London, so I got to get lots of photo reference for him. I want to have Lonely from Callan in the background at one point. Adam Adamant, you know. I just wanted to like stuff a lot of stuff in there. We're gonna have Thunderbirds in there, and Doctor Who dropping acid, because you know what, Doctor Who dropping acid in Sloane Square, because yeah, that's the place you would drop acid if you were Doctor Who. The 96, there you go. See, that's what I'm working on. So you get these 2 graphic novels, and then you get a whole bunch of extras. You can get the extras on their own, but I want you to buy the graphic novels because I want people to read them. So the first one is this wonderful poster. It's a pin-up called Noble Savages. We're going to supersize this poster when we hit 8 grand, which is really what I'm waiting for to end the campaign. So yeah, that's 18 by 22 if you don't know what A2 is. A2 is big, baby. It's big. So we got this one. We got the bunch of postcards for the male gaze based on my masturbatory fantasies when I was a young whippersnapper, all genre related, of course, because that's just the way I roll, baby. So we got Keeping the British End Up, a nice James Bond one. Party Like It's 1999. Don't Even Think It's Citizen. No Hanky Panky in the TARDIS. I'm Sensing Strong Emotions, Captain. And of course, the wonderful, the fantabulous, the fantastic, the false is female. And then also 8 grand everyone's going to get this poster thrown in. All this is done by Dominic Ratcho. Freaking incredible artist. A Bohemian Time and Space. Right now it's an ad. It's extra $2-3. We're going to have this one, this Capaldi poster. The eyes. Look at again. He's never seen Doctor Who, and he just nailed it so much. We got which I would like to do too. Any of the for the male case cards. Then we have this great Balls of Fire poster, and finally this one. This one took us forever to get right. Forever Young, the 4th Doctor, and Sarah Jane growing old together in TARDIS. What a beautiful idea! What a beautiful idea! And we should see more beautiful ideas. You know, that's a pretty darn beautiful idea, if I may say so myself. Fine, let's read this this article. Yeah, accidentally was interesting. The Mane of the Doctor. I guess it's a riff on the name of the Doctor. The Mane of the Doctor. What Doctor Who haircuts can tell us about the show. And again, I read the headline and went, that's got to be the most boring thing in the entire universe. And then I went in like a paragraph. I was like, I'm actually kind of interested. From the Ondrem beetle mops to the towering meringues through natural curls. Some towering meringues. I think that would talk about Capaldians last year and a bit of Tzvi Boffin. Tom Baker, bit too dirty, bit meringue, I think. Stalagmites with hair gel and wigs, all the way to Jodie Whittaker's blonde bob. Well, yeah, I guess they got a shoehorn her in. The Doctor's hair is iconic. It's really not. Tom Baker's was, right? I guess John Pertwee. I guess Patrick Troughton, the very beetle mop got. John Pertwee is very good. Got Tom Baker. Peter Davison didn't have iconic hair. Neither did Colin Baker. He wasn't there long enough. Neither did Sylvester McCoy. I guess Paul McGann is kind of iconic because he wore a wig and he didn't really want to. I'm looking at the action figures on top of the screen right now. I don't think Excellent Hair was completely iconic. Or was Matt Smith? His chin was, but his hair wasn't. David Tennant wasn't. And again, I think the only one who really paid it since then was Capaldi. But what can they each tell us about time on style? Maybe that you're talking bollocks, maybe. But Paul Kirkley. Oh, this is why it's good. He's actually a Doctor Who fan. He does the illustrations for the Doctor Who magazine review page. I think he's doing the reviews as well. They're basically cutting down on staff, right? Before they cut out the comic strip, they had what's his name? Scott Gray? Yeah, I think Scott Gray, who wrote the comic, also drawing it. Ooh, not good. I'm a guy who makes comics, okay? It was unprofessional. Fine, so let's see what he's got to say. Minding my own beeswax in the kitchen a while back, my ear was drawn to a popular broadcaster Zoe Boll and Sasha Cox's discuss the hot topic of Doctor Who's hair. Well, that's interesting. Okay, fine. Not in the way us Who diehards might discuss it. See, I can tell this guy's an actual fan, right? A real, yeah. Might discuss it, you understand, which would probably be in context of, say, Continuity Nightmare caused by Peter Davison's temporarily unavailable Barnet during season 19, or whether it be the possible digitally removed David Tennant's upsetting fringe from the future releases of Dare the Doctor. What's wrong with this fringe in Dare the Doctor? I didn't even notice that. No, they're talking about Jodie Whittaker's Smart Bob season 11 model, for those taking notes, and the influential bearing on their own tonsorial makeovers? What the hell's that mean? Okay, whatever. Whatever the excuse, I was just pleased that the subject Doctor hair was finally getting the traction it deserved. Because for me, this is a much more important conversation than trifling issues which take up the bandwidth when people talk about Doctor Who. You know, the stuff about scripts and casting and ratings and whether the logos on a DVD spine line up properly. Okay, maybe that was more important than the last one. I love this guy. Okay, Radio Times, hire this guy more, okay? He clearly knows what he's talking about. But here's the thing. You often get, like, real fans like this, but they just, so many people are just so taken in by, the current day identity politics insanity, right? That even their love for Doctor Who gets mixed up with this tainted weirdness. By way of illustration, look no further than Peter Capaldi's first run as a Doctor in 2014. By Stephen Moffat's own admission, they probably went a bit far down the aggressive Malcolm Tucker in space route that season. I think so too. Leading to a rapid reverse ferret for in time for that year's Christmas special. I do get the feeling that it was their idea, though. There'd be like to have him like mellow out, right? I do get that. It just didn't really work out. Honestly, I mean, I love Capaldi. I freaking love Capaldi. I love the Dalek 2-part. I absolutely adore it. I love Twice Upon a Time. I think it's great. I love his performance. I think that first season wasn't very good. You know, the only thing good about that first season, Peter Capaldi, and not even in every episode. That's how it went. So, but that isn't the main problem. The main problem with Doctor Who Series 8 is Peter Capaldi. It just doesn't have that proper Doctor Who hair. So I thought that was the plan, right? Because they grew it in by the next episode. I mean, look at it. It's just so ridiculously sensible. You can say the same thing about Exorson. He's on his way to a job interview or a court appearance. Probably the latter, knowing the Doctor. I wanted you that it's simply impossible for Peter Capaldi to properly dispense the duty of the Doctor with that haircut. Let's have a look again. I tend to agree, right? I tend to agree. I think, is it? This one much better, but I tend to agree, right? Okay. The haircut. And clearly, PCAP, who's that? PCAP felt the same way, which is why over the following years, his hair gradually mushroomed to classic 70s style Doctor Who, culminating his final appearance in 2017's Twice Upon a Time, in my mind, the last Doctor Who episode. I was so on board for Jodie Whittaker. I really was. I didn't work out. By which time he looked like a man who had fallen headfirst in the candy floss machine, or perhaps got too close to a low-flying cloud. Let's have a look at this again. Fair comment. Where was it? Low flying cloud. Chris Eccleston's Crow's Cop Top Ninth Doctor suffers from a similar problem. Yeah, but I think that Ninth Doctor was such a reaction against the posh Doctor. I think that Rush Davis was really scared of putting people off by having him not be relatable. So we ended up with essentially Shameless meets Doctor Who for that first season. I'm kind of glad they. I'm not glad that Chris Eccleston had such a terrible time. He quit like straight away. And he was like, just did his head in completely. I feel bad for him. But I am glad that David Tennant, who's a real proper Doctor Who fan, who understands proper Doctor Who, and he just kind of instantly snapped back to that posh, long-coated Doctor thing. Even though he didn't have really the posh accent, he had much more of a, street accent. But then they went even posher, I guess, with Matt Smith. Suffers from a cinema. In this case, it was a deliberate choice to shy away from the classic cliched delete as appropriate image of the Doctor as an Edwardian fop. I think we just said the same thing. No wonder I like this guy so much. But I argue they went a little bit too far. I'm perfectly happy to accept the Doctor can turn into a woman, a Scotch woman, or even a cactus, but surely no self-respecting Gallifreyan DNA would allow themselves to resolve the haircut that way. A cactus? I don't know. And honestly, I was fine with him being a woman. See, this is where we are. I just can't. That was a real Freudian slip. I was fine with him being a woman. Right, exactly. No, but I was. I really, really was. I hated it so much. I think it's just the opposite of Doctor Who. I think the Doctor needs to be a clever, compassionate, intelligent, clever, compassionate person, right? Who's very good at everything. Not a bumbling buffoon who's a social justice warrior, which means you're essentially, one of those bad people. You're the bad guys, okay? You're the baddies. When we first got Doctor, he was an old geezer with long white hair. A surprising bold statement for 1963 when the Beatles had a generation of parents clutching their pearls in the horror of the growing mop tops over their collars. A little flick call at the end was also a statement. A statement look suggesting that the existing pair of time togs aboard the TARDIS. What little flicker? I don't know what you're talking about. Patrick Trouser's mussed up Beatles mop top above what we just looked at was achingly on trend for 1966. And it was shared by, it was basically the same haircut as Fraser Hines has as well. Though in subsequent appearance they became more problematic. Patrick Trouser's hair in the Five Doctors is less Beatles. I thought it was more Beatles actually. No, I'm thinking of the two Doctors. More Anne Wickham, and the two Doctor rolls a hand grenade into established hair continuity, representing a second Doctor with a grey thatch. Are they going to address that in the Big Finish season 6B stories? I was just looking through Big Finish about I normally pre-order stuff coming up. Not so much, really. I'm really out of the 5th, 6th, 7th. And 8th Doctor Rangers right now. Maybe they're rebooting the 8th Doctor Ranger after Stranded. What a shock. Maybe I'll come back for that, but I think that's why they're rebooting the 8th Doctor Ranger after Stranded. Patrick Trouser's hair. Let's be more Anne Wickham. Okay, so as he writes things, I just say it before he gets to it in the paragraph. So we're going with the grey thatch. Is this further evidence on Mysterious Season 6B extending the life of everyone's favourite cosmic hobo beyond the war games, or did he simply, or had he simply forgotten to apply just for Time Lords that day? John Pertwee copy. See, this guy really thinks about Doctor Who. Honestly, forget Hugh Fullerton. This is who you want writing for you. John Pertwee allows for... Okay, this is getting the thumbnail saying this is an interesting article. John Pertwee follows a similar trajectory to Peter Capaldi's, which is why I think Capaldi planned to do this. Starting off as rather sensible short crop before expanding and towering meringue in his final year, if only he had 5 years like Pertwee. By the time he is clearly in danger of low-flying air class, indeed, pterodactyls. Yes, okay. Well, the pterodactyls from Invasion of the Dinosaurs. No one's in terror of those. Okay, I wonder when they come to do that season on. Wait, did they do that season already? No, they haven't done that season yet. I wonder when they come to do that season on Blu-ray. If that's the story, it's going to get the new special effects. I hope so. I think it deserves it, right? I think it deserves it. Tom Baker, by contrast, rocked the same trademark teeth and curls throughout the 7-year run. Got a bit grayer towards the last couple of years. Only at the very end, his well-sprung mop visibly sagged along with the wearer's enthusiasm. Okay, I was just about to say that. When we've already described Peter Davis' ever-fluctuating mane, which was up and down like a Castro oven staircase during the early 80s. According to Davis and producer John Nathan Turner, insisted on him having a blonde highlights into in order to boost his chance of becoming a gay icon. There's a lot of stuff John Nathan Turner did to make gay icons. You look at those early Adric stories, State of Decay. He is 100% John Nathan Turner's masturbatory fantasy. We are looking into JNT's Spank Bank right there. The precocious young, slightly plump boy. I don't know. It's something that I think JNT was kind of into. I don't cast aspersions on people for their, for their weird kinks. Everyone's kink seems weird to somebody. It seems something weird to somebody who doesn't have it. Like, I don't get why people are turned on by feet. I do not get that whatsoever. I don't think feet are that attractive. But I know lots of people are very turned on. Who am I? Who am I to cast aspersions upon them? Could this knows what the seller was supposed to mean, though. Dentist? No, it could be another gay thing. Who knows? I know. The six of the hair serves as a metaphor for Colin Baker's own experience on role. It starts off full of pounds of vigor, and by the end of trial of time, it looks distinctly frazzled. I don't know what he admittedly was like in the courtroom, but no amount of fizzer rays is ever going to save that one. Secretive so that he was, the seventh Doctor had a habit of keeping his hair under his hat, but it did like expand and contrast. Actually, now going back and watching, as we say, as normal humans normally say, watching McCoy stuff, which I haven't seen for a while. I can't believe how young he is, right? He didn't seem that young in the role. Now he seems so young, right? It's so weird. Keeping under his hat, which was just as well. It rather defies all attempts at categorization. Every now and again, the best descriptions by expert herologists have managed to come up with is brown. Fair enough. Paul McGann, the first Doctor since Hartnell to wear a wig, two in fact costing $5,000 a pop. That sounds about right. Okay, I want you to know something. If you're Orthodox religious Jewish, and you're a married woman, it's generally prohibited. The general held view is you're prohibited to show your hair in public or show anywhere that isn't just for your husband. So women cover their hair. A lot of women wear wigs, and they do cost about that. A good wig does cost about that. There was this big hoo-ha in the Jewish religious world about, what was it, 5 years ago, when it turned out the number one hair used for these wigs used by these religious Jewish women were from people who worshipped idols. Like these Indians from India, and it came out like, oh yeah, no, they actually do worship idols there, which makes it prohibited. There's so many laws in the Bible against idolatry, not a big thing in 2021. But so all these like, again, these reasonably rich snobby women with these very expensive wigs had to get rid of them. They were not happy. Let me tell you. There was a post-excellent David Tennant's 10th Doctor reintroduced the idea of interesting hair to the role. Really? Those, I guess so. Though those stalagmites of lovingly applied hair gel did raise a disturbing idea that the Doctor was spending an hour in the TARDIS bathroom before dashing out to save the universe. Maybe just regenerated his hair, right? Maybe just a bit of Ultron energy, saved it up. I mean, he put a bunch of it in his hand. Maybe he kept a little bit to his hair with. Any doubts that 26-year-old Matt Smith might be too young to play the Doctor were instantly assuaged when he unveiled to the nation, started up beneath a magnificent swoosh of enormous. You'll be forgiven to think they of enormous hair. Okay, you'll be forgiven to think they cast their hair and the actor came with it. I'd say more the chin. And now, 58 years later, we're blessed with a truly golden period of Doctor Who hair. The short hair stylist. Stylish enough for Radio 2 DJs to ask in a salon. What do you think of her hair? I know, just everything I see about, I like that face. Every time I see it, I just get annoyed, right? Her hair doesn't strike me as being so great. Plus the introduction of the 12th introduction of Joe Martin's Fugitive Doctor and the canonized Morbius. Oh, stop it! Morbius Doctor's cosplayers dressing up in boxes can be expected. He's taking the piss. Okay, listen. I don't care if you like this area, you don't like. Honestly, if you like this area, I saw a video for a Pandas era recently, and she was complaining that people were like giving a hard time for liking it. I think that's a bit dickish, you know. If you like this era, God bless you, good luck to you. I don't know if he does like the era or not, or if he's you know, just doing what he has to do to sell the article, which will include the 12th Doctor positively, right? And I think this seems to be a fair inclusion. Although the last line is good. But we're still waiting at the time of writing for that elusive Ginger Doctor. Well, the Ginger Doctor did show up in the novelization of Battlefield, like a Malcolm McLaren-ish Doctor from the future was Merlin. So, yeah. I guess he did show up. So, yeah, you know, I guess he did show up at some point somewhere. Who knows or dare soon. So there you go. Even, as I said, even stopwatch can tell the right time twice a day. Radio Times published an interesting Doctor Who article. Yes, I know. It's the sign of the apocalypse. Radio Times published an interesting Doctor Who article. More interesting, I would say, than most articles that are writing in Doctor Who magazine right now. Doctor Who magazine was to pay him to write a few things. Interesting, witty, reasonably intelligent. I won't say, yeah, good enough. Very good. Well done, Radio Times, accidentally publishing an interesting Doctor Who article. My name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.